So don't know what we're going to do video wise this week because I've been called away, so I've had to sort of whiz away and do or look after somebody for a day or so and help out. So we're not going to get out and about, but I'm on a ferry to the Isle of Wight, so I thought what I'd do is catch a couple of images here and apologise to you guys most profusely about not being able to do your video this week. Have a quick natter, let you know how I'm feeling. It's all good. So for those of you that aren't in the UK, Isle of Wight, it sits just off the south coast of England. It is a 45-minute ferry journey from Portsmouth to Ryde, which is on the island. The island itself is... Jesus Christ. Bastard. That makes you jump, doesn't it? Anyhow, the island itself is not a particularly big island. My mum lives over there, so I'm going over to give her a hand for a couple of days. If we look out this way, a bit of historic Portsmouth. There's a naval memorial there. And we got a bit of fog out here today. So, anyhow. Well, welcome to Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. Mickey here. I've really apologised this week. Unfortunately, I know, and it's been terrible the last few weeks. Haven't got out properly. But unfortunately, my mum needed a bit of a hand this week. So, I'm over on the Isle of Wight. Come on, Sky. And at the moment, it is... just gone sort of 7:15. I'm out with Sky, my mum's dog, taking her for an early morning walk along the beach. We've been out here for about half an hour so far, having a nice little wander. Not too many people about. It's nice. Portsmouth over in the distance there. We're at a place called Ryde on the Isle of Wight. Yeah, we're just having an hour's wander up the beach and that. Hopefully I'll be home this evening, and I'll upload some sort of video, even if it's just me apologising for you guys. But as we walk along here, if I see anywhere interesting, I'll get it on camera for you and I'll have a chat. Temperature this morning, it's down below freezing. Don't know exactly what it was. On the mainland it was -5. Over here it's a little bit warmer because obviously it's surrounded by sea, but we still had a bit of ice on the windscreen. Other than that, mental health. Have a great week. So every one of us, doesn't matter who you are, we're all going to suffer with mental health problems throughout our lives. Some more severe than others. It can be just from a little bit of depression. It can be because we've lost somebody. It could be because we've been through a traumatic experience and suffered with PTSD. And you'd be surprised how many people in this life suffer PTSD. Not just combat veterans. It can be somebody that's been exposed to something like a traffic accident, the loss of a loved one, or even just a near miss can affect us. So my advice to you guys and to anybody out there that ever feels this suffering, speak to people, speak to family. Yeah, let them know that you're having a bit of a hard time. In a lot of cases, our mental health sorts itself out. Me, the way I deal with it is I get out and I have a good long walk. And I enjoy the fresh air. I go out with the dog. Sky, you're supposed to be walking with me. So my mum's dog's decided she'd go off for somebody else. They're more interested in, he's not talking to the camera. Yeah, so I get out and I have a walk. I spend time with my dogs. Or did spend time with my dogs, and I try and get some fresh air. And being close to nature, being outside in nature, is very therapeutic. Also, I have to realise and admit it's not necessarily everybody's cup of tea. Some people it's going to be getting into arts and crafts, getting their mind onto that. Other people it's going to be just the act of talking. But things I would ask you to be aware of: if you are suffering with mental health, please let people know. I wouldn't say avoid alcohol. Don't use it as a crutch, it's not, it's a deceiver. And try not to self-medicate. Go speak to professionals, get the right treatment, but more importantly than that, share it with other people, and don't feel alone. You're not alone. Many of us suffer, and sometimes just the act of saying to somebody, or having somebody who knows you struggle, and being able to say to them, you know, I'm having a bad day today, it gives them the warning. It means they know you're going to be struggling. They're not just going to sit there and think to themselves, oh, he's been a miserable gold git today. They're going to think to themselves, oh, he's struggling. How do you deal with it? Everybody's different. You have to deal with it and find your own methods. But again, share it. It takes the weight off your shoulders, and you're not alone. That's the other important thing to know. By golly, you're not alone. Many of us suffer, or many people. In fact, I don't think there's anybody that doesn't suffer with some form of mental health problem. Get a dog. Dogs are wonderful. Dogs are probably one of the best medications when it comes to mental health problems. They keep you busy. They tell you they love you all the time. They get you to get good exercise. They talk to you, and you can talk to them, and they won't tell anybody your secrets. Because the one thing about a dog, an ultimate honest animal, tell you it loves you because it loves you. It won't run away. It won't tell other people your stories. It's not a drama queen. Well, saying that, some are. But yeah, you share time with them. I mean, that's my mum's dog, Sky. Happy little soul. There's a little Jack Russell over there, he's having a dance along. Just a nice quiet walk along the beach. There are other people, go running, cycling, climbing. Some people just go sit in the forest. Anyhow, that's enough waffling for that. I'm going to let you go there, and we'll see what else we can find to have a look at. That's Mickey, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. Mickey out. Let's go. Hello to people. That's Sky. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's a view and a half. That's a sunrise. So, walking down the beach. It's stunning. Can't but enjoy that. Absolutely gorgeous. You got out there. You got the Martello Towers. They're Napoleonic forts built to protect Portsmouth Harbour, British Navy during the Napoleonic Wars. So yeah, we're just walking out a ride. It's a perfect day. Perfect day. Yeah, it's a little bit nippy. Perfect day. So enjoy the view. Whilst we're down here, I suppose I could do a talk on limpets and seafood and all the rest of it, but a bit cold to be messing about. But we've got a lot of seaweed here. It's a combination of kelps and bladderwrack, both good seaweeds. Both of them can be used. Medicinal use of bladderwrack and kelp has been known for centuries. Can be used as fertilisers, can be used as food, and It's full of iodine, so it can also be used for treating wounds, injuries, and as a medicine. I'll do an in-depth one when we get down to Cornwall later in the summer. Problem with this stretch of the south coast especially is you've got two major cities over there, and you've got outflows, you've got pollutants in the water. Yeah, I wouldn't fancy it. I wouldn't like to take the risk. If it was a survival situation, yes, but for the fun of it, nah, not my idea of fun. But when we get down to Cornwall, we'll get into some of the cleaner areas, and we'll do a video on seaweed and what you can salvage from the coast. Yeah, I'll make a nice video for you all, I'm sure, watching me eat slimy things. Ugh. Anyhow, forward walk. Still a stunning day. Still an amazing sunrise. I mean, this video I know it's going to be a bit pants. Just me walking along the beach nattering. But hey ho, what can you do? I do apologise. Next week, I promise you, I will get out. We'll get up the woods and we'll do something survival orientated. We'll do a camp or something. Might even treat myself to a bit of steak this week. Out the woods, have a bit of steak. Yummy. Right, let's get on. So, here you go. Anybody recognise one of them? That's a whelk shell. Yeah, whelks. Not just for me, not the most appetising thing in the world. However, if it's a survival situation, yeah, good eating, plenty of protein. It's just how would you describe it? Rubbery. Yeah, it's the best way of describing it, I suppose. Rubbery. But yeah, take your whelks, cook them in the shells is the easiest way. So you can cook them on embers in the shell. Always feel a bit guilty doing it. It's quite a cruel thing, I suppose, cooking something alive. Pin them out of the shell, so you use a piece of wire or anything you can, hook it out. You can boil them in the shell. It's far easier to cook them in the shell and then pull them out than it is to try and pull them out live and then cook them. Makes a bit of a mess. Yeah, so that's whelks. And then we have cockles, which is, everybody's seen a cockle. Looks like a little tiny clam. Now I'm trying to keep an eye open for a shell. Can I see one? No. Oh, there we go. Oh. Right, so they come in two halves, and then you have the cockle within it. Yeah, good eating. Periwinkles, tiny little brown shell, which I've not seen any on here, funny enough. Limpets, which limpets are the round crustacean and shell you see on stones and that. Suck themselves to the stones and stick to them. Easiest way to dislodge one of those, funny enough, is creep up on it and give it a boot. You tend to knock them off before they can suck themselves down on stone. Collect those up. Again, very rubbery. Cockles aren't too bad, but yeah, the limpets and the whelks tend to be a bit rubbery. If you're ever harvesting from the sea, do it below the high tide mark if you can, or the low tide mark. You want to collect stuff that's actually in the water as long as possible, supposed to wear as little as possible. So when I was a lad, we used to go picking mussels. We would wait till low tide. No, Sky, that's it. Sky, this way. Wait for low tide, go down, wade out, so you're pretty much waist deep in the water, and then collect them from below the water surface, which pretty much meant that you'd have mussels that were in the water as long as possible. The other thing is, if it's out of the water for 4 to 6 hours of the day, it's not feeding, so they tend to be smaller. The ones that are in the water all the time, constantly feeding, tend to be bigger. It means you harvest less animals, or less shellfish, to make the meal. And yeah, I don't mind mussels, they can be cooked up quite nicely. Come on, Sky. Basic rule of thumb, well, rule is one to be obeyed. If your mussels are open before you cook them, discard them. You want a closed shell, which tells you the animal's alive, and cook it well. Yes, you've got to be a little bit cautious. I don't eat crabs. The reason I don't eat crabs is, again, the filter feeders. I don't like the brown meat, I only like the white meat. So it seems a bit of a waste for me to harvest a crab, kill it, cook it, just for the satisfaction of having a little bit of white meat. Yeah, it's just pointless, really. If it was a survival situation, obviously, again, I'd take the animal and I'd use the whole thing, even though I'm not that keen on it. And that's the difference. Survival is not a case of eating something because you like it. It's eating it because you need to fuel your machine, you need to fuel your body. Quite often makes me chuckle when people, yeah, but I couldn't eat that, not even in a survival situation. Well, you bloody could. I'll tell you from my own experience, if you're hungry enough, you'll eat almost anything. But there we go. Is that a bit of a waffle out of the way? Oh, yeah, I'm not going to go fiddling around with that. Got ice on it, that's cold. This hand's freezing. You see on my fingers? In fact, here's a good one for you. Fingertips are going red. Okay? White on the knuckles, red on the fingertips, a bit numb. Cold air, holding the camera, walking with it exposed. Yeah. And that leads to frostbite. Not that I'm going to get frostbite today, I can warm my hands up in my pockets. But again, yeah, watch that circulation, watch the cold. Well, I've shared it on Facebook before now, but whenever I come down here, I'm always, there's a wonderful little place. It's right on the seafront and it literally sits on the beach. It's a little tower, absolutely stunning little spot. I always think to myself how lovely it is. Yeah, so. Yeah, just a little tower, sat here, we're on a seafront, with a stunning view. Oh, for those of you that know your herb law, nothing like a bit of rosemary. Oh, sorry, not helping. Yeah. Bit of rosemary in flower, sat down here on the beach. That's cracking, isn't it? That's the way. Even got a princess tower. HMS Sirius, one of the ships of the first fleet that sailed to Australia from here. Yeah, the other side of that tower. Oh, you're not helping. You're not helping, are you? Do you want to... Right. No. Come on in. You're... I'm not walking up through there. It's going to be muddy. Come on. Dog's in control. The dog is in control. You know, it doesn't matter how far you walk them, you never seem to wear them out, do you? So, let's get another shot of that tower. Hopefully that comes out right. And again, from the tower, the view out towards Portsmouth. Got the Napoleonic towers out there, the Martello towers. Behind it, got the park, lovely little woodland. Back towards Ryde Pier. I'd love to tell you more of the history of Ryde, but to be honest with you, I'd be fibbing if I started sprouting off facts. Because let's face it, anybody can do a quick Google search, just sprout off facts, like, yeah, guess what, I know. Do I know anything about Ryde? I don't bugger all about Ryde. But yeah, it's a beautiful little town. It's on the Isle of Wight. It's right opposite Portsmouth. It's one of the main ferry terminals, I believe. There is a hovercraft which runs very regularly between Portsmouth and Isle of Wight. So if you're ever out this way, here on holiday, visiting the UK, visiting Portsmouth or the island, there's a treat for you. Jump on the hovercraft. It's not something people get to experience that often. Come across as a foot passenger, have a look around a stunning little town, and then back to Portsmouth for the rest of your holiday. It's well worth a visit. My mum's, yeah, she's been over here about 20 some odd years now, but I think she's looking at moving back towards the mainland to be a bit closer to me and the rest of the family. Bless her. Hey, that's family business. So on with the walk, and here we have beach huts. Don't know about the rest of the UK, or the rest of the, say UK, rest of the world. I don't know if it's something that's just peculiar to the UK, but that's a beach hut. Well, a beach hut is basically a garden shed. You can't stay in it overnight. Not normally allowed to have cooking facilities in them. Have no running water. It's a shed. Okay? It's a shed on a beach, or near a beach. And people pay, I mean, tens of thousands of pounds for these things. They never actually get to own it, they lease it. So they'll pay for like a 20-year lease, but they'll pay thousands, and I mean tens of thousands of pounds to have a brightly coloured garden shed on a beach, so that they can sit in the shed rather than sit on the beach. I don't get it. There's far more interesting things to spend your money on than a shed, and some of these sheds are literally they're probably 6 by 4, 6 by 5 foot. So it's just a tiny little garden shed, and you get the really expensive ones because they're next to the loos. Ooh, gotta have a garden shed near a loo. I don't, not being rude to anybody that's got a beach hut. If you've got a beach hut, that's your thing. I just don't personally get it. Maybe it's just me being a cranky old git. Anyhow, that's the beach huts at Apley Park at Ryde. And on we go, on we go. And of course, you've got the palms. You've got to try and make it look like the Riviera. So, again, welcome to the UK. It's a frosty morning. Palms. You could be anywhere looking at the palm trees. You yeah, it is a slightly milder climate than you'll get up country where I am. Oh, hang on. And we got a bit of fog out here today. So anyhow, hopefully this all finds you well. Hopefully you'll have a great time. I'll try and get a couple of little bits of images of the Isle of Wight for you. It won't be a lot because I'm going to be fairly busy, and I'm literally heading home 7 o'clock Friday night. Be safe, be good, love those you do, forgive those you don't, and as always, remember, peace, love and light to you all.